Hello, welcome to another episode of Shave and Haircut. I am your host, Kenneth Tramble, and my wife, Latanya Davis Tramble.
Good evening.
Um, Today, I was going to talk about fentanyl and the problems we have with fentanyl and uh, tragedies that happen with fentanyl, but I had to, I guess, call an audible because earlier today I got a phone call that one of my young men that I mentored ended up getting um, killed today at his house. So we're going to talk a little bit more about this gun violence thing because apparently we have as a community, as an organization, as a community, just have to get in more and more involved. And I need you guys to tag all your public officials, senators, state reps, city councilmen, police jury. I need you to tag all these guys, and we're going to have some type of gathering that we're going to have to put our heads together and come up with a plan that is going to help save our kids. We're going to have to come up with a plan that's going to help save our kids. It's just point blank, this is getting out of hand. We're having several shootings a week. We're losing our young black males at a drastic rate. They are just getting out here and they're just using violence as their solution instead of conversation, instead of meditation. Something has to happen. Uh, all of law enforcement officers, senators, sheriffs, police chiefs, everybody needs to get involved. Churches, pastors, apostles, deacons, everybody needs to get involved. Schools, colleges, universities, fraternities, sororities. Everybody needs to have to have a say in this thing, and we really have to stop talking about it and start being about it, guys. Because it's just it doesn't make any sense for a young man to just get his life taken away just off of just being outside, just standing outside and not knowing what's going to happen to you. That's why I always tell everybody to know your friends, to know your friends, talk to your, find out what's going on because somehow or another this violence is just getting more and more and more ramped up, and it's not even summer yet, guys. It hasn't even made it to summertime, so we know that it's gonna ramp up even more, and we're gonna have to, as a community faith-based organization, everybody that's got these mentor programs, everybody that's got these mentor programs that they got going on, they're gonna have to we have to get together. We're gonna have to start talking about it. It's just point blank. It's gonna have to take everybody in the community. It's gonna have to take every organization. It's gonna have to take every neighbor, friend, mother, father, sister, brother. Everybody's gonna have to get involved. We gotta stop talking about it and start being about it, guys. We just gotta do it. It just makes no sense for young men to just, I don't know what are they thinking about, when they take these guns and go to these neighborhoods, and when they take these guns and just prefer violence over anything else. And then, I don't know. It's so nerve wracking to me to have stuff like that going on in the community, in the surrounding areas, where we have, a young man standing outside talking to somebody else, and then somebody drive up and just start shooting the whole neighborhood, and he ends up getting killed. It's unheard of. I sat there at the hospital and I talked, I, I couldn't say nothing. To be honest with you guys, the grandmother she was just lost for words. The only thing she could say was she was supposed to come pick him up and bring him to her house to stay. She was just lost for words, and it's gut wrenching to me because you know you see these kids and you talk to them on a regular basis, and you try to encourage, you try to uplift. You know the environment that they're in and the environment that they're coming from, and you're trying your best, to make things better. You know, take them places, expose them to much possibility, positive things that you can. You never think that you get through talking to them, and then the next day you get a phone call, or you get to taking them to an event. We took a group of kids to the job place the other day. And I was just sitting there, and I was just looking at those young men. It was, I think it was maybe 5, 6 men, and maybe one young lady that was with us. I can't remember the exact number, but just sitting there and thinking about the possibilities of out of that six, one of them end up getting into violence. One of them end up getting killed. And it just makes no sense. It's senseless, guys. It's I don't know how it started. I don't know where it started. I don't know even why it started. But it has to be something that just could be fixed before you pull that gun out. You have to have some type of thought process. On the drive on the way over there. What is your thought process while you drive into the neighborhood to go shoot up? Are you even thinking about, maybe the older elderly lady might be outside, or the kids might be outside playing? You got to start thinking those kind of thoughts, and then also what you got to think about is repercussions. You got to think about um, the get back, as y'all kids call it. You got, like I said, and I said it on a couple of podcasts earlier. When you do stuff like that, you put your whole family in danger. You put your whole entire family in danger by doing that exact stuff right there. Your whole entire family gets involved by you pulling that gun, and by you taking the shot, or by you just spraying the whole neighborhood. Not even that. If you shoot the wrong person, now you got another group that's mad at you. So, it's I don't know, guys. I've been around this thing for 27, maybe 28 years, and it now it's getting like I said, summertime, and then they're gonna pass this law where you're at 18 and you can tote a gun, and it's gonna get even worse before it gets better. It's not gonna help the community. I can tell you that. And I don't know how we're gonna fix this, but I don't know. I'm willing to, I'm willing to sit down and talk with my apostle and see, can we have a date where we can have come to a greater realness of our church and invite everybody. If you want, if you we're not sitting here writing down no all this stuff and not do it. If you're not going to be involved and not going to take care of business, you don't show up. You show up if you want to help. You show up if you want to make a difference. You show up if you want to make a change. I don't care who you are. I don't care what organization you got. I don't care what mentor program you got. I don't care what you're doing. Come to the. I'm gonna talk with my apostles. Again, we get a date. I'm gonna put a date on my Facebook page, and I'm gonna have everybody to share it. Now, I'm gonna send it out to everybody. I'm talking from all the way down, from the mayor, all the way down to the ordinary Joe on the street. So this is an opportunity. This is not for KTV or KNE to be in there talk. No, this is concerned people with concerned ideas, with concerned solutions. I don't want to make this a media frenzy where we got the police. No, I got the, not the police, got the radio station. None of that. And I'm gonna probably use radio station to advertise that date for you guys to come. So, but I'm not trying to, cut out KTV and KNUE. They're more than welcome to come, but it's not for them. It's for us to be able to sit down as an organization, form a coalition, form a group of people, and let's hit these streets running, and let's find out what's going on and what's really impacting our city, so we can really, really make a difference. We got to, guys, and we got to. I, I don't know. I don't want another parent, another grandmother, another sister, another brother, another cousin to have that feeling that that young lady had this morning, this evening. The look on her face was like like she was helpless, and then to have a conversation with the young man about coming to pick him up, and then can't pick him up. That's something that's going to stick with her forever. And like I said, I don't know what happened. I don't know why. I don't know what was going on during that time. I don't know what sparked it, but all we know is that we have another young black male, young kid. I think he's maybe in his 18 year, maybe 18 or 19, but he's real young, and it's black on black as usual, black on black crime. There it's a ongoing thing now in Monroe. And I'm saying Monroe because I live in Monroe, so it might be some stuff going on in Shreveport, it might be stuff going on in Rayville, but I'm talking about the city of Monroe, Louisiana, Washita Parish as well. So I'm going to send out as many invitations as I can. I'm gonna share it to my page. I'm gonna invite, like I said, everybody from the mayor, the chief police, sheriff, deputy sheriff, elect. I'm gonna met everybody, state representatives, Miss Pat Moore, Miss Katrina Jackson, all my police jurors, all my city council members. Um, Everybody's gonna be invited this event. Now you choose to come, you choose not to come. That's gonna be on you. But I want you guys to understand and need that we need everybody's opinion on this thing. We need everybody as a group on this thing. We need everybody to, don't, like I said, I can remember years ago we tried this, and everybody put a bunch of stuff on the board, and we broke from that meeting, and nobody, and that was it. There was no interaction after that. It's got to be. It's got to be some interaction. It's got to be some reaction. Got to be some proaction. We're gonna have to get up here in these streets and find out what's going on. Then when we find out what's going on, we need to start reacting and start helping. Start interjecting ourselves in these schools, interjecting ourselves in these neighborhoods where these kids can have somebody to talk to when they need to talk to somebody. They have somebody to talk to when they're stressed out. Have somebody to talk to, force somebody to go to the neighborhood and shoot up the neighborhood. That's another thing I'm pretty sure. You know, Stuff like this happens. People know about it before it happens. I know majority of them do, but they don't say nothing till after it happens because they say, "Well, I didn't think he was gonna do it," or he talks a lot of noise all the time. And I know it's that such thing as y'all talk about, no telling clause where you don't, you're not supposed to tell on each other and stuff like that. But you got to think about it. What if that was your brother? What if that was your cousin? What if that was your daughter? What if that was your son? What if that was your baby or your grandbaby? You would want somebody to say something. You would want somebody to prevent it before it happens. And we're not getting that right now. We're not getting no prevention. All we're getting is aftermath of gunplay and gun violence, and folks are being being shot and being killed, and it just makes no earthly sense for stuff like that to happen. Especially, you standing outside your own house. You know, that's unheard of. Well, it ain't unheard of, but you know, it goes back to what I tell everybody. Know your friends, and if your friends into something that you know was bad or bad, don't have that friend at your house. And you as a friend shouldn't if you shouldn't want to come to a person's house knowing you've done something you haven't. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm just saying if it did happen that way, don't bring the violence to your friend's house. If you done something, if you done something. Like I said again, I don't know what happened, but 9 times out of 10, somebody shooting at somebody else, somebody had done something in the first place, and it's devastating to hear. the grandma sit up and say what she had planned and what she was going to do, and she now she couldn't, and then was even more heart wrenching was she went outside to catch her breath, and they locked the hospital down so she couldn't even get back in. So she had to sit outside, and me and Mr. Brown sat outside with her and tried to console her outside because they wouldn't even let her back in because the hospital went on lockdown. So now she's outside, can't get in, and now she's waiting on the funeral to come pick up a funeral, come pick up a baby, a grandbaby, but she can't even get in to even, get her last, words or whatever she needs to get because the hospital's on lockdown, which that's policy. I understand that. And I can't knock the policy that they got going, but it just, you got to think about that. That's another thing to think about, you know, those last words. What did you say to him or to her, or what interaction y'all had together before this happened? Was it good interaction? Was it bad interaction? So it's a lot of stuff that everybody has to think about, and people really have to understand that that pulling out that gun or whatever you use, whatever gun of choice you use, being if it's AR-15 or a 9 millimeter, or is it one with a drum on the end of it that shoots, I don't know, 10, 15 rounds at one pull of the trigger. You have to the cause and effect. What happens when you take that first shot? What happens when you jump in the car, headed to a subdivision to go shoot it up, and why? So it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible for you to do that. And I'm just, I'm just flabbergasted. So my wife's going to read something real quick for you guys. Uh, going to read something for you guys, and I want you to listen to it and pay close attention to what she's saying.
All right. The deadly impact of guns on children and teens in America. Annually, nearly 4,000 children and teens ages 0 to 19 are shot and killed, and 15,000 are shot and wounded. That's an average of 53 American children and teens every day. And the effects of gun violence extend far beyond those struck by a bullet. An estimated 3 million children witness a shooting each year. Gun violence shapes the lives of the children who witness it, know someone who was shot, or live in fear of the next shooting.
See, I didn't even think about that. That's even further.
Mhm.
That's the he's got brothers and sisters, and I didn't think about it that way. So that's also something to think of. That's something even to digest. The lasting effect of I don't know if mom was out there. If she was out there, what she saw, what the brothers was out there, what they saw. That lasting look of what they saw out there will be forever embedded in their mind. It's gonna be there forever, and that's what we have to look at when we're thinking about going out and committing violence and going out and taking folks' lives. And, you know, you have to understand that it might take a while, but you're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught, and you're gonna go to jail, and you're gonna spend the rest of your life in jail because you remember now the law has changed. Since you're 17, you're not considered a juvenile no more. Now you're going down to OCC. You're not going to Green Oaks. You're not going to Swanson Correction Center for Youth no more. The laws have changed. But just imagine. I want you to just close your eyes and imagine that you were standing out there at that point in time. You were standing next to, let's say, like me and my wife were standing outside, and we just talking and laughing and joking. Kid comes walking down the street. We've been seeing in the neighborhood for years. Hey, Miss Drama, Miss Drama. He comes walking down the street, and he just walking down the road. Car comes down and starts shooting at him, hits one of us. So now either me or my wife gonna have a lasting impression of what the last conversation we had with each other, what I saw or what she saw, either me or her laying on the ground, and what we could and could not do, what we can or cannot fix. Because you can't fix that once it happens. Innocent people are getting killed rapidly at a rapid pace. I don't know what happened with the incident with the guy in the car, but that could have been easily fixed. I understand it was over a motor, but man, you got to talk about it. And I also understand that the young man that fell outside of the garage had just come from a birthday party, his basic birthday party. I don't know if that's true, but that's what was told to me. So you got factors when you start acting this way. You got to start thinking about, you know, man, I'm not if I pull this trigger, first of all, my life's gonna change forever. Second, what would my mom think? Third, I'm on the run for the rest of my life until I get caught. So you, those processes need to be you need to be that should be playing in your head like 90 going left. You should be thinking about that all the time. You should be nervous and tense all the time. Not only that, somebody has got to get that revenge factor back on you. They got to. Somebody's gonna have to come back at this and do something in their family's name. All because of incidents that happens. And like I said, you when you do stuff like that, I don't know if you realize it, but you put your whole entire family from your mom all the way down life in danger. Because simple fact is if they can't get you, they'll get somebody else close to you. They will definitely get somebody else close to you. So we it is one of those days where you think everything's gonna be all right, and then you get that call. Let's think about that too. Let's think about the call that the mom got if she went at home. Say if she was at work. The call she got if she was out of town. The call he or she got from the law enforcement officer saying, "Hi, I'm Officer such and such with the Monroe Police Department. I regret to let you inform you that your son was shot and killed." That's basically how the conversation goes. It's not, every now and then you'll get one of them good ones that's gonna console you and sorry for your loss. But that's the basics of what they're gonna say. I am such such with the police department. I regret to inform you that Watermelon Johnson was shot and killed in front of the house. Right now, we have no suspects. We will talk to you once we get more information, and that's it. That's all mom gonna have to listen to for and get for until they catch that person, unless somebody they catch at the time. So it. I want you to let that soak in for a second. So you need to play this back for your son. That you let him listen to this whole podcast. All your kids, you need to bring everybody in here and replay this later on today or when you tomorrow or whatever you got to do. Like it and share it because it has to get out to people so folks can sit down with their kids and say, well, look, let's listen. I didn't think about it like this. When you're doing stuff like this affects me as well. It affects you as well, mom, dad. It's going to affect you as well. And you might not be involved, you might not even get involved in that shooting, but physically and psychologically, it's going to affect you. Because once you're going to lose your child, he or she is going to jail. You're going to miss out. He or she's going to miss out. They got kids, birthdays,
Mm.
graduation from kindergarten, graduation from sixth grade, First day as a freshman in high school, freshman prom, sophomore prom, junior prom, senior prom, and graduation. You won't be able to walk her down the aisle when she gets married. You won't see the first grandkid when she has this one. This is all the stuff that I need you guys to let your kids realize when they pull this gun and pull this gun right here and decide to shoot it. Decide to deploy that round out at somebody. You picture yourself, you got a kid on, you got a newborn kid, and you commit this violence. You're gonna miss out on everything. They're gonna get experience of seeing you on a screen like this because now technology where you can sit on the screen and you can see your child. How is that benefiting you? I've always wondered that when I was working over at OCC, looking at your child from a screen, how does that benefit you? It should hurt you. Then you looking at that video screen and a couple of days, a month later, then there's a man in the background. How that's gonna sit with you? Somebody else raising your child because you decided to do something stupid by going to a neighborhood, pull out a gun, and just shoot up the neighborhood and shoot at folks, then hit the wrong person. How? Let's be real. Let's be honest about this stuff that's going on around here. This violence is just getting completely, totally out of hand. We need a solution. We need it. We need it. We need it. We need it big time. And I don't understand why, we sit back and we let it happen and then we let it happen again, then we let it happen again, and we let it happen again. And as long as it's cycling in the black community, nothing's getting done. Nothing's getting done. We chant that word Black Lives Matter. We got man. We gotta start being about that Black Lives Matter, just saying it. Putting it on t-shirts and stuff like that and making money out of it. It's not gonna do us any good. Not when our community is being lost at a rapid pace. Not where you can't go outside. Excuse me, can't go outside and just have fun. We just gotta, man. I tell you, you gotta. I just want Miss Travel.
Mm.
Now, let me get a mom's opinion on how would you feel if you got a phone call about your child and something happened to him that you just got off the phone with him the day before. You get that phone call. How does that feel for a mom?
I'd be crazy. Um, it would really hurt me. I'm hurt for that mom today. No matter how many children you have, you don't live to bury them. It's really sad, especially when it's senseless. And that happened today was definitely senseless. You know, um, just hold on to my faith and know that God will give me strength to do what I'm supposed to do and go on. But that's a hard pill to swallow. That's your child. And I would do anything for all of them we have. Absolutely anything. That's when God takes over.
Absolutely. That's from a mom's perspective. That's what I'm trying to tell. I did that because she loves one of our kids enough to to be able to get that heartfelt answer that I need for folks to realize that it hits home a lot. This is my second bout with this. When I worked with the sheriff's office, I had one of my youth get killed, and now I'm at another organization. And we're trucking along, man. We're doing great, and we're we're benefiting and helping folks out. And then here it comes again. Here it comes again. Get the phone call, and first thing hit my mind. Come on, not again, not again. We can't have this type of violence coming in and affecting something that's meant to happen. We're this what we're doing in this program is meant for us to impact our kids. It's meant for us to do everything we can to get them all the tools they need to be successful. And those kids that we target are the kids that are like had some issues with the system. Like I said, I never target a kid that's doing good. I'm not saying I won't, but I feel like if they're doing great, they really don't need me for it's that kind of mentorship. Now, if they needing something, if it's a single parent mom and he's missing some tools that need to be given, well, I'm your guy for that as well. But if they're doing great, I don't task myself with those. I task myself with those kids that are out here in the streets and they've been to Green Oaks, they've been to Swanson, they've been incarcerated a little bit, and now it's time for us to try to mold them back to the right position. Everybody makes mistakes. You just don't want to make that major mistake where they go down to 66, which is Angola. And if we keep on behaving the way we behave and doing the stuff that we're doing, and keeping that mentality where I got to get mine back and I got to get my lick back and I got to go back and shoot this guy up, then we're gonna lose. Our population gonna dwindle down. It's gonna dwindle down to a point where we're gonna be the minority instead of the majority, like we are now. We just don't do what we're supposed to do in order to make things happen, and that's the problem. That's the issue. That's it in a nutshell. We just need our people to care more about our people. We need our community to care about our community. If you stay on First, Second, Third, Fourth, Fifth Street, all on number streets, you need to start having community meetings. Street First Street have a community meeting, Second Street have community. Y'all need to have community meetings and talk. And you just got community meetings and talk and invite folks to come and get suggestions and ideas and solutions. All right, we need it. Virgil Lane, you have your community meeting. Use the recreation centers. You got them all over. Have your community meeting. Sit down and talk. Invite the city, the chief, and the mayor to come to your community meeting. See how much they care about their city. Invite. Right now, it's about to be summer, so all the senators and the state reps gonna be home. So and even the ones in DC should be coming home soon. Invite them. See how much they really care about y'all community. Invite them. See what kind of laws, what kind of money is out there so you can help these kids. Because it's out there. We just not getting it. If you don't ask for it, you ain't gonna get it. All these big churches over there in West Road getting it. Why can't y'all get it? To further help your kids in the community. You got to have one at least once a month. A community meeting once a month. Talk about things that are changing, new people in the neighborhood that you think something's going on. Y'all, you know, everybody know who's in the neighborhood and not supposed who's doing something they ain't gonna business in the neighborhood. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that guy. Everybody knows the person that committing the gun violence around here. Well, like I said, I'm going to sit and talk with my apostle, and we're going to try to pick a date where we can come to the church, and I'm going to invite everybody. I just want to see how many folks that actually going to show up to help their community. It's going to show up ready to go to work. It's going to show up ready to roll them sleeves up and get to work in the community. We've got less than 3 weeks for the summer, if I'm not mistaken. I might be a little bit off. I think it might be 3 weeks before the summer comes. Idle minds, the devil's workshop. We need to come up with all types of stuff for them to do. Keep them busy. Keep them occupied. Keep their minds wondering. Keep them doing something to keep them from getting out there and getting into issues where gun violence is gonna go and somebody end up getting hurt. This is the idea. This is my passion. This is my mission. Can't stop, won't stop, will not stop. Anybody out there with any questions? Anybody out there with any suggestions? Type in the URL right now, and I'll see if we can talk about it and have some conversation. Because it's needed. It's well needed, and it's got to be said. Anybody answer any questions?
No questions, but Ramon King made a comment that right revenge knows no limit. And it's easy to take a life and lose your own in the same second.
Absolutely right. And that makes sense in the way he's presenting it, because either you shoot each other or you shoot him or he shoots you. At the end of the day, both of y'all lose.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, both of y'all lose. Just think about that. No matter who shoots who or what, at the end of the day, both of y'all lose. It makes no sense at all, guys. And Mr. Marone was with me the last time I went to a funeral, one of my kids, and he saw the emotions that I had, because it's I put my life, body, and soul in what we do with these kids, and I try to imitate myself or present myself as a positive role model, so they can see somebody that they can emulate, or somebody that they can want to be like. Somebody that they can call on when they have an issue. Somebody they can call on when they need some conversation. Somebody to call on. Hey, Mr. Trammell, look, I'm not. Matter of fact, I had a call today, which kind of uplift me a little bit. One of our young men said, Mr. Trammell, I'm going on interview coming up. Do you mind if I use you for a reference? Now, I just met this kid probably about maybe a month. So for me to impact them that quick, them to want to use me as a reference, it kind of made my day. I said, yeah, sure, son. Of course you can use me for a resume, but for a reference. But I need to know about you so I can tell them. So we had a conversation, because I know you, but I don't know you personally. So we started having a conversation about who he was, what he was about, what he wanted to be like, and what he wanted to be when he grew up. So now when the people call me, I can say, well, his name is such and such, and yeah, I hadn't known him that long, but my experience with him is this. So, you know, that's one of the kids that's had been in trouble, and now the light bulb's coming on. He wants to go. He wants to go to be a Marine. So I got Philip John Staten. I'm gonna connect him with retired Marine, so we can get him lined up and get him straight. That's the kind of suggestion and solutions we're going to need as a group. We're going to have people in certain areas that's key in those spots. That's key in welding. That's key in maintenance. That's key in building houses, welding. so we can funnel these kids to some spots, some solutions. I've heard, and when I went down to DC, I've heard some stuff, and you got to think about this. So they got ships down there in Virginia. They build those ships down there, and so I heard a guy say that they're paying $60 an hour for welders down there. That's a lot of money, guys. And not only that, they told me that they would fly the welder down there and put them up in a room. All they gotta do is just weld. And so I told those kids that, and now that they're more motivated and more empowered to the point where they want to do some things besides getting out here in these streets and end up getting hurt and getting killed. Because out here in these streets is number trouble. Anything past 11 o'clock, number trouble. Anything past 10, number trouble. You can't even let your kids go to events no more because that you the day you send your child, say Mr. King sends this young man to the prom and never to a dance and never. Now he's on pins and needles. No, his wife, they on pins and needles. Or it'd be like I did when I sent my child to the prom. I sat out in the parking lot because that's when I was policing. Then I still was nervous. I sat out in the parking lot the whole entire night. I didn't go in and no, I let her have her fun, but Daddy was in the parking lot all night.
You did that for about 3 of them.
Yeah, and so you know, that's a shame that you can't let your baby go and have fun and not worry like you do knew. 'Cause I can remember me and one of the deputies we worked a dance at the Civic Center. I remember it like it was yesterday. It started off fine, and then somebody got on their phone and started texting folks about party at the Civic Center. And what went from uh, maybe 30 kids went to about 340 kids at one time. And we knew without a shadow of doubt that was gonna be trouble. And show us my name, Kenny Tramble. Everything broke loose in there. And people was fighting all over the place. And one boy ended up getting shot across the street. And it was all kinds of stuff going on, all behind youth misbehaving. And then what happened was one of the guys knew somebody was there and they called somebody, so here they come. And what was crazy about here's the kicker, ladies and gentlemen. The kids knew it was about to happen, but do you think they told us? No. They could have told us. We could have got back up there. Nothing would have happened. By the time the backup came up, everything was all off the chain. Then was nothing we could do. And that's my point. We're sitting up here and we can't let our kids even go to a birthday party that somebody that's there chaperoning. But he can't watch everything at one time. He can't sit there and see what's going on. And so now you got your child out there at a party and then you hear about a shooting. Now you grabbing your phone as a parent, you calling. Now she trying to call, you trying to call, everybody in the place trying to call. What that means, the cell network gonna be bad. So now you worried as a parent. And everything going through your mind now. The first thing my wife would have said is, I shouldn't have let her go. Something told me not to let her go.
I'd be right though.
And yeah, but I'm just, those are the worries that a parent have every time that their child walk out that door, even hit it towards school. We got, from where I stay at now, kids walk down the street on their way to school all the time. They leave their mom's house, hit it to school, or hit it to the bus stop to catch the bus. Not knowing that earlier that day, somebody got into it that last night, into a fight, and the guy comes by in the car and just shoots up the area. I'm gonna tell you guys something, and this is real talk. I don't know no person want to go to Angola for the rest of their life. I have all the trips I've been to Angola State Prison. I've never met nobody that said this feels like home. I've never met no person that said, "Man, I sure love being here in Angola State Prison." I've never met nobody that said, "Man, this is the life. I love this place." Nowhere. Everybody, when we go down there to speak, the first thing they say is your life will never be the same again. And they mean that. They mean that because for the first, if I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking I haven't been there in a while, but I'm thinking the first 6 months in Angola, you're in lockdown. You don't even go out the population. You just one man sailing it 6 months. No visitation and none of that. You gotta get orientated to your surroundings. Now think about that. First of all, they bring you to Angola when it's dark. This is something you need to share with your kids. They bring you to Angola when you're dark, when it's dark. They bring you down 61. 61, if you're familiar with 61, that's like going through Natchez. And you'll make that right. After you cross that bridge around the corner, you make the right on 61. Then you'll go probably about maybe 65, 70 miles down the street. Then you're gonna turn on 66. When you turn on 66, that's a wrap.
It's the Green Mile.
And it's probably maybe 10 miles down that road. And when I tell you it is dark down that road, it is completely jet black dark. And it's every other mile you'll see a sign saying, "Don't pick up inmates on the side of the road. Don't pick up any hitchhikers or nothing." For the next 15 miles. Think about that for the next 15 miles. I want you to tell your kids to close their eyes because that's how dark it is on that road. And think about 15 miles down that road. What is your thought process? What are you thinking? What's going through your head? I know what will be going through my head. It's me, y'all. Man, can't believe I did that. That was one of the stupidest decisions I ever made. I don't know why I let this happen. I don't know what I was thinking when I went to the house and got that gun. I don't know why I shot that gun. I don't know what I was going. I don't know what was going through my mind. That's be my thought process all the way there. I'm gonna miss my child's graduation. I'm gonna miss my child, walk my child down the aisle. I'm gonna miss death in the family. Mom passed away. It's a possibility they might not let me come. Brothers passed away. Possibility they might not let me come. It just all depends on the time and what's going on. Think about that. All the stuff you're gonna miss. And then once you get to the gate, guys, the gate, the street runs directly into the facility. It's not on the side of the road. It's not on the right side, left side. It is like a straight drive right into the facility. So that lets you know that basically you driving straight to jail from there. Once you get to that gate, this is I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard. Once you get to that gate, that be about 2 or 3 big guys get on the bus. And they ask you if you got anything that you don't need that consider give you more time on you need to give it to me now. Then they take you in that gate and they strip search you to the light, just you naked just like you were when you was a baby. And they checking everything. They checking everything to make sure you're not bringing anything in that facility. And make you bend over and cough. Then they take you to a facility where you take a shower and put some clothes on you They give you take all your personal property and put you in a sale. And that's where you'll be for 6 months. Not to mention, you ain't at Burger King, you ain't at Wendy's, you ain't at Popeyes, Churches, KFC, Zaxby's. None of that. You know what you're gonna be eating? Beans. Whatever they cook out there in that field now, you don't now. You see all them nice, it be a bunch of nice little cows out there. Well, that's not for y'all to eat. You don't eat that. You don't eat that. They sell that. You don't get no porterhouse steak, no filet mignon. You don't get none of that. Now you will process it and send it out, but you won't be eating it. You be eating the beans and the string beans and stuff like that. You might have a wiener or two every now and then. So I want you to let your kids think about what that is, and then also, you do have cable TV, but it's only one TV, and it's about 65 people in one dorm. And of course, the big dog got the remote. So whatever he want to watch, you gotta watch. I don't care if you want to watch Young and the Restless. You better not say nothing. You're just gonna watch it too and watch Victor Newman and everybody else. There's no way you want to live that way. There's no way. No way you want to get up at 3 o'clock and have breakfast brought to you. And in Angola, they count every hour on the hour. What I mean by that is they physically count you every hour on the hour. So tell me how you gonna get some rest. I'll wait, because you ain't. You ain't. Then when you finally get out in 6 months and get out there in the population and get trustee status, then you're working for 37. I think it's 30 cent an hour, 25 cents an hour. I think it's what it is. That ain't minimum wage. That's what you want to live with. You tell your kids that's what you want to live. You want to live making 30 some hours. I think it's maybe 25, 30. It might be $32, 32 cents an hour. I think it is that. So in a honey bun costs $1 and some change. I mean, how many hours you already get that honey bun? Just think about it. You out there slinging with it now. They got moles. They also got them little hacksaw blades you walk around with. You cut, you trim that. Man, it's unheard of. I tell you, I'm gonna go down. When I go down there and made it 20 seconds, I'm gonna take some pictures. I'm gonna post a picture to my stream, some pictures that I took. I want you guys to show your kids what it looks like. You need to see it. Your kids need to see, the front gate, what it looks like. Once you get through the front gate, what it feels like, the smells. It ain't like you chilling. You at your house where if something smell right, take care of you. Can't. You can't. And so when you decide to go out here and create violence and use the gun, then we're at a point where you're changing the atmosphere of where your kids feel and the way they behave. We have any questions, anything in there?
Raymond, we got a comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Mr. King says, a life simply has to mean more than drawing a gun and shooting ourselves up. As a parent and a gun owner, I am cautious of how and where I keep my weapons to prevent my kids from having easy access to a gun, which is part of the problem these children have. Way too much access to these weapons and are completely oblivious to the repercussions of using one.
Absolutely, Mr. King. You're right. But nowadays, Mr. King, they don't take the guns from us no more. They just go out in the neighborhood and somebody's gonna give it to them. They know who's selling the guns. They know where the guns are coming from. They break in folks' cars and take those guns. And man, it's a good thing you keeping yours locked up because Lord forbid, I don't think your child even thinks about playing with a gun and anything like that. But what if you have a friend over and the friend decides want to play with you that play with the gun? So you're doing right by locking it up. Doing right. You need to have classes with your son. Take him out there to the range and let him hear it. Let him know that this is not a toy. You know. But right now, these kids, these folks in the neighborhood, they're not caring, Mr. King. They're not caring. There's not a care in the world. They are definitely wilding out here, and they're definitely in a different space than what we were when we were growing up. We had violence when me and you were growing up. I'm older than you, but in your age bracket, it was out there, but it wasn't as bad. If it was, social media hadn't it wasn't one out yet, so it really couldn't be advertised like it was. But like I said, once again, I want you guys to pay attention to my page. I'm gonna have a talk with my apostle. We're gonna pick a date, and we're gonna invite folks out from like I said, from the mayor, from everybody on down. I need y'all to tag your representatives on this page, tag them all. The little all of them. Summertime they will be out. They'll be here in Louisiana, in Monroe. So we need to try to tag all of them, get all of them here. They want to help, then this is the time to start helping. This is the time to start doing some things. This is the time to start making choices. This is the time for us as a community, as an organization, as a church organization, as mentors, as group leaders. If you're advocate, if you're a person out there that works with kids, if you anybody that want to help kids, we need you. We need you. We're not here to point fingers. Like I said, I'm not pointing no finger at no department. I'm not pointing fingers at no whoever in charge. What I want to do is fix it. I'll host it and I'll sit up and I'll talk and I'll sit and ask questions and I want some dialogue back and forth from across the room. Everybody's talking. Everybody's saying what they're gonna say. Everybody wanting to do something. We need some dialogue. And after that dialogue, we leave that day, then it's time to put it in action. It's not time for us to come back and say what we did. Whatever we talk about that day, you need to start that following day, you need to start going to action. We need to start talking to folks, starting to find people that's out doing organizations that's doing stuff and getting with these kids. I don't think we can save them all, but we can save quite a few. Sometimes it's just a simple conversation. Sometimes it's a simple thing as taking them out of that environment and moving them somewhere and showing them options and showing them what's happening, the cause and effect of gun violence. Sometimes it's that. We've got a minute and some change left, so I'm gonna close out with you guys and let you and if anybody's got anything to say, just leave it in my URL. Leave me a message and I'll respond to that message. But I want you guys to take this page, like it, and share it. Share it and like it. Share it with everybody that's important on your page. Share it with everybody that's a business or organization. Share it with folks that's churches. Share it with law enforcement. Share it with the state police. Share it with the sheriff's office. Share it with Monroe City. Share it with the marshal's office. Share it with everybody. And when I put that date up, I'm gonna keep on until we get people coming. If you don't show up, that means you're not here to help. So in closing, I want you guys to remember one thing, okay? Stop yelling at your kids, expecting them to sleep. Before they go to school in the morning, quit yelling at your kids, hoping they're gonna do well in class. Speak life, speak faith, speak hope, speak success, speak prosperous in your kids. And most of all, guys, like I always say, listen to your kids. Listen to what they got to say. Be that parent that's always that's gonna be the one that's gonna be there when they need to be there. Talk to them about gun violence. Share this page, like this page, and then close. I want to thank you guys for coming to my page again and coming to my podcast. Like and share this page. Talk to folks. Talk to your kids. Until next time, which should be next Friday after next, we'll talk about it again. Okay. Love you guys. I appreciate you guys coming on, Mr. King. I appreciate you being a dedicated guy for me. You my guy, man. We've been through a lot of stuff together. Love you. Anybody else that's on there, I appreciate you for coming as also. As in closing, we love you guys. You take care. Bye bye.